Hello students, today we will move on to the next chapter, chapter number 2, assessment of individual. So assessment of individual, here in an individual assessee is liable to pay tax in the assessment year for the income earned in the previous year. So here individual assessee is liable to pay tax on the he has to pay tax in the assessment year on the income earned in the previous year. So here we have to compute. In this chapter we are going to learn about how to compute this amount of tax. How to compute this amount of tax an individual has to pay to this income tax department. So this the procedure of computing the income tax computation is nothing but it is known as assessment of individual. So here we are going to assess or finding the income tax, how much amount an individual has to pay to the income tax department. So the procedure we are going to learn in this chapter. So see here, income tax, it is a direct tax levied on the income earned by individual, corporations and other forms of business entities. So here an individual has to pay tax on his income, what he earned in the previous year. So tax levied on the income is known as income tax. So this income tax is a direct tax. It is a direct tax. Direct tax means it is levied on the person who has earned the income. Tax is levied on the person who has earned the income. So that is why it is a direct tax. Here the tax burden is not shifting to other person. So the one who earn a income has to pay income tax. So income tax is a direct tax. It is levied on the income earned by an individual, corporation and other forms of business entities. So if an individual has an income, computing the income means he might have different heads of income, 5 heads of income. Maybe his salary income, house property income, business income, capital gain and income from other sources. So all those 5 heads of income is added and it is tax is levied on this income. So that is income tax is levied on the income earned by individuals from corporation and other forms of business entities. Income tax department is set up by the government which is governed by the Central Board of Direct Tax, CBDT. So here CBDT is responsible. It is responsible for administration of direct tax, income tax or law relating to the direct tax through the income tax department. So it is set up by the government which is governed by Central Board of Direct Tax. So here all the responsibilities of administration of direct tax law is governed by this CBDT, Central Board of Direct Tax. So this Central Board of Direct Tax will formulate the rules for implementing the provisions of any Income Tax Act relating to the provisions under income tax. So that is what income tax department is set up by the government which is governed by the Central Board of Direct Tax. So here an individual is nothing but he is a simple person or a human being, maybe a male or female, or it's a individual means a living identity. So in case of a minor individual, in case of a minor person, the income tax assessment is computed on the parents. Assessment is made on the parents or a guardian or a trustee. So here an individual has to pay tax on his total income. He has to pay tax on his total income. So the total income you have already learnt, that is adding 5 heads of income and applying the set off and carry forward conditions, deductions under section 80. So the total income. So on total income he has to pay the income tax. An individual has to pay tax on his total income. So in addition to his own income under different heads, his own income under different head, he may also has to pay tax on the income of others included in his total income. So here in addition to his income under different heads, under 5 heads of income, again in addition to these 5 heads of income, he has to pay tax on income of others which is included in the total income, means is nothing but clubbing of income. 5 heads of income as well as his any income so clubbed, that also added under total income of an individual, and on that income the tax is calculated. So now we'll see the procedure. And next we'll see the procedure for computation of total income and tax liability. So under that, first procedure is aggregation of various heads of income and consider the income under section 60 to 65. That is nothing but clubbing of income. So here aggregation of various heads of income means we have to compute the various heads of income here. So like section 15, income from salary. So what is the salary income under the head section 15? Then income from house properties, if he is having more than one house property, and what is the total income from this income from house property, income from business, capital gain. So we have to compute this income from various heads, and we have to total it, GTA. We have to compute the aggregate total of these 5 heads of income, that is known as GTA. So along with this computation, we have to consider the income under section 60 to 65, that is nothing but clubbing of income. If there is, we have to add that too. Next, calculating the GTA. So that is, we have to add total income, 5 heads of income. We have to add these 5 heads of income, that is GTA, with the provisions of set off and carry forward of losses. So if there is any loss under any heads, then we have to apply the provision of set off and carry forward. So after that, what is the total income, what is the GTA, gross total income, that we have to compute. Calculate GTA with the provisions of this set off and carry forward of losses. If GTA is positive, third procedure is if GTA is positive, allowing the deduction from section 80C to 80U, balance is known as total income. So if GTA, this GTA value is positive, then allowing the deduction under section 80, we have to provide deduction under section 80. That is, we have to deduct the deduction under section 80. That is, from 80C to 80U we have to deduct here. So balance is known as total income. If GTA is negative, then no need to provide the deduction, because he is no need to pay any income tax if his GTA is negative. If he is under loss, no need to pay a income tax, and no need to provide deduction as well. So if GTA is positive, then we have to provide deductions in order to reduce his total income. So on the reduced total income, on this total income, he has to pay the income tax. So the balance is known as total income. Next, fourth point is calculate the tax liability on the total income. So on this total income, we have to compute the tax liability as per the rate prescribed by the Income Tax Act, Income Tax Department, or a CBDT. So here rate, we have to calculate the tax liability on total income. For that, on total income, what we get, the income what we get, on that income we have to compute the taxes. So there are different rates, special rates and normal rates. Special rates is given to this short term capital gain, that is at 15%. Long term capital gain is taxable at 20%. Casual income like winning from lotteries, crossword puzzles, horse races, so that is taxable at 30%. So first we have to tax on these income: short term capital gain, long term capital gain, and casual income. After that, if there is a balance income, then we have to provide normal tax rate. So on balance income, normal rate is applicable according to tax slab, which is applicable in the respective assessment year. So in the respective assessment year, for example, our assessment year is 2020-21. For this assessment year, what is the tax rate applicable as per Income Tax Department or a CBDT Act, as per the Central Board of Direct Tax? What is the tax rate? So that we have to implement, that we have to apply to on balance income. Now we'll see what is the normal tax rate applicable as per assessment year 2020-21. See here, this is a tax slab. Tax slab is applicable for the assessment year 2020-21. So here there are senior citizen. Tax liability computation is different for senior citizen, super senior citizen, and others. See here, in case of senior citizen means the person aged above 60 years, aged above 60 to 80 years. The person aged 60 to 80 years is known as senior citizen. The person aged above 80 years and above is known as super senior citizen. Others means the person aged below 60 years. So below 60 years comes under others. So first one, this is the others below 60 years. 60 to 80 years is known as senior citizen. Above 80 years is known as super senior citizen. So this is a rate column. So here the computed total income. We'll compute one total income. So on this income we have to apply the tax. So that is after applying the special rates, like on short term capital gain 15%, on long term capital gain 20%, on casual income 30%. On balance income we have to apply this normal tax rate. So the balance income, on balance income, in that first 3 lakh income, in case of senior citizen, first 3 lakh income is nil. No tax for this first 3 lakh income. On first 3 lakh income, you need not pay any tax. So tax rate is nil or 0%. In case of super senior citizen, for the first 5 lakh income, no tax. In case of others, the person aged below 60 years, for the first 2,50,000 income, you need not pay any tax, nil. So that is the tax exemption given to senior citizen, super senior citizen and others. So that is 3 lakh in case of senior citizen, 5 lakh in case of super senior citizen and others 2,50,000. Now we'll see one by one. In case of a senior citizen, the person aged above 60 years, below 80 years. So between aged 60 to 80 years, what is the tax slab applicable to this senior citizen? So here on the first 3 lakh income, he need not pay any tax, nil. On the first 3 lakh income, he need not pay any tax or a 0% tax or a tax exemption. On next 2 lakh income, he has to pay 5% tax. Okay. On next 5 lakh income, he has to pay 20% income. Balance, whatever the income above 10 lakh is computed at 30% rate of tax. Understood? So here, if an individual has 11 lakh income, then for the first 3 lakh income, in the 11 lakh income, first 3 lakh income need not pay any tax. So from the 11 lakh, we have to deduct first 3 lakh. Then next 2 lakh income, he has to pay 5%. That is 2 lakh into 5%. So totally 5 lakh income is taxed here. Next 5 lakh income, he has to pay 20% tax. Okay. So here totally how much amount is taxed? Income 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10 lakh is taxed. Next above 10 lakh means what is the income left? Balance income. Here if his income is 11 lakh, above 10 lakh means the balance income how much? 1 lakh. On 1 lakh balance income, he has to pay 30%. So above 10 lakh, whatever may be the income, if it is 11 lakh, then 1 lakh, on 1 lakh income, he has to pay 30%. If it is 15 lakh income, then above 10 lakh means how much? 5 lakh income. On 5 lakh income, he has to pay 30% tax. Likewise, we have to compute. Okay. Next, in case of super senior citizen, that is a person aged above 80 years and above, here for the first 5 lakh income, tax exemption given. For the first 5 lakh income, he need not pay tax. For the first 5 lakh income, he need not pay any tax. Next directly comes here. Next 5 lakh income, 20%. For the first 5 lakh income, no tax. Then next 5 lakh income, he has to pay 20%. For the super senior citizen, there is no 5% tax rate. Directly for the next 5 lakh income, 20%. Here in case of senior citizen, the total 5 lakh is divided as 0% and 5%. Here for the total 5 lakh is given exemption and there is no 5% tax rate. So directly on a next 5 lakh income, he has to pay 20%. If there is a balance income above 10 lakh, then he has to pay 30% tax. Okay. Next, in case of others means the person below 60 years, he has to pay for the first 2,50,000 nil, no tax on the first 2,50,000 income. On the next 2,50,000, he has to pay 5% tax. Then on the next 5 lakh income, he has to pay 20% tax. So if he is having more than 10 lakh income. So on the above 10 lakh income, 30% tax. So this column is not there. This is cancel it. Above 10 lakh applicable to all the three cases, that is 30% tax. Clear? So for us, usually we will get the illustrations in these cases. Others aged below 60 years, we have to apply this tax. Normally this tax rate is applicable for our computation. So if they give specifically the person aged 60, 61 year, 80, 70 year or 82 year, then we have to apply this case, or else we have to apply the others case only. So here total 5 lakh, this is also total 5 lakh, here 5 lakh, here 5 lakh. It is divided only in the first two column, we have to remember. And the next 5 lakh income is same for all. It is 20% tax is applicable on the 5 lakh income, and the above 10 lakh it is 30%. So we have to remember only first two columns. So in case of senior citizen, it is 3 lakh exemption. In case of super senior citizen, 5 lakh exemption. In case of others, 2 lakh 50,000 exemption. So out of 5 lakh, balance how much? 2 lakh income. On 2 lakh income, in case of senior citizen, it is 5%. So entire 5 lakh is exempt here. So here 2 lakh 50 and 2 lakh 50. 2 lakh 50 is exemption and 2 lakh 50,000 is tax rate 5%. Clear? So after applying the tax slab on the income, next an individual can deduct up to 12,500 tax rebate. Tax rebate means it is nothing but discount, like discount. Is given under section 87A of Income Tax Act. An individual can deduct up to rupees 12,500 in a year from the tax so computed. So what the total tax he gets on that total tax, from tax so computed, he can deduct up to rupees 12,500. So this condition is applicable only if the total income does not exceed 5 lakh. If the total income does not exceed 5 lakh, means this total income, if this total income is less than 5 lakh, then he can deduct 12,500 tax rebate. Okay, if his total income is 6 lakh or above 5 lakh, then he is not getting this tax rebate provisions. Okay, so the deduction of rupees 12,500 is applicable only if the total income is less than 5 lakh. Total income does not exceed 5 lakh in order to deduct this 12,500. Clear? Next we have and seventh one is adding the surcharge. So to this computation tax, firstly we have to deduct tax rebate if there is. If total income is less than 5 lakh, then we have to add surcharge. So surcharge is applicable only if total income exceeds 50 lakh. So if this total income exceeds 50 lakh, then we can add surcharge. So there also condition is there is a different rate of surcharge. So that is first one at 10%. Surcharge is added at 10% if total income exceeds 50 lakh but does not exceed 1 crore. Means 50 lakh to 1 crore income, surcharge is added is 10%. Next, at 15% surcharge is added if total income exceeds 1 crore. Exceeding 1 crore but does not exceed 2 crore. So 1 crore to 2 crore income, surcharge is 15%. Next one, if total income exceeds 2 crore but not exceeds 5 crores, that is from 2 crore to 5 crore, 25% surcharge is added. Next, last one, if total income exceeds 5 crore, that is at 37% surcharge is added. Got it? So 50 lakh to 1 crore income, 10% surcharge. From 1 crore to 2 crore income, 15% surcharge. From 2 crore to 5 crore income, 25% surcharge. And above 5 crore income, 37% surcharge. So after adding surcharge, the 8th point is add health and education cess at 4%. So on the tax computed, we have to add health and education cess, that is at 4%. Then we will arrive at tax liability. So that is the actual tax liability. So we can round off it to the nearest rupee. Next is the last one is from the tax liability. If there is any tax deducted at source or collected at source or any advance tax paid before that can be deducted. So from the tax liability we have to deduct if there is a tax deducted or collected at source or any advance tax or already paid tax, that we have to deduct from the tax liability. So balance is a tax he has to pay. Balance is a tax he has to pay to the income tax department.